Hey, good morning, friends. It's Joe. Welcome to my scripture reflection for Thursday, July the 3rd. Hope you're doing well on this 4th of July weekend. It's an extended weekend because the 4th falls tomorrow. People are certainly celebrating as of yesterday, I saw. And it's nice to celebrate. However, let me put out there something that most of you are already aware of, and that's the fireworks, which really do harm to our animal friends. Dogs get very scared. More dogs get lost on this day than any other day. And it's just something for us to be mindful of, to try to keep an eye on our own animals that live with us, are part of our family, as well as any animals that are in our midst, in our neighborhood. Please be mindful of this because it's an important thing and we always need to connect to another's hurt. And this is certainly one way we do that. With that in mind, I will ask you now to quiet your minds and hearts as we prepare to hear today's gospel, which is from St. John, chapter 20, verses 24 to 29. Thomas, called Didymus, one of the 12, was not with them when Jesus came. So the other disciples said to him, "We have seen the Lord." But Thomas said to them, "Unless I see the mark of the nails in his hands, and put my finger into the nail marks, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe." Now, a week later, his disciples were again inside, and Thomas was with them. Jesus came, although the doors were locked, and stood in their midst and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here and see my hands, and bring your hand and put it into my side, and do not be unbelieving, but believe." Thomas answered and said to him, "My Lord and my God." Jesus said to him, "Have you come to believe because you have seen me? Blessed are those who have not seen and believed." Once again, we see our friend Thomas, and we see a very interesting situation unfolding. Thomas, as I always say, gets a bad rap. He's known as the doubter. Maybe this time he was actually a step ahead in his faith over his partners. Think about it. The wounds of Jesus were evident. They were still there. The nail marks in his hands, the hole in his side where he was pierced by a sword. They were there. The others obviously were able to see them. Maybe they did not want to see them. Thomas, on the other hand, in order to believe, but also maybe for another reason, wanted to connect with these wounds, wanted to see them for himself, not turn away. My friends, unfolding here before us is a situation that is very common to us. The wounds of others are sometimes things that we turn away from. Sometimes they are things that we don't want to see. We want to shield ourselves. We don't do it intentionally or maliciously, but we do it, don't we? We don't want to see, and I'm guilty of this myself, the poor animals on TV that are suffering when ads are put on by rescue organizations. We don't want to see maybe the person who we love so much being in such pain. We don't want to see sometimes the animals that are used for food and what happens to them in slaughterhouses. We turn away. We sometimes turn away, but we are certainly shortchanging ourselves. Because as Thomas realized, and we need to realize too, we need, as tough as it may be sometimes, to connect with the wounds of others. When we do this, and only when we do this, we step into a world of compassion and love and peace. Yes. The unknown leaves us outside of that compassion, leaves us outside of that long-lasting love and peace that we can hold in our hearts. When we take that difficult step, and difficult it is, to connect with the wounds of others, we connect to Jesus' wounds first and foremost. He gives us the strength to continue on into a world of compassion, a world of love, and a world of peace. Changes are made in our life, just like they were made in Thomas's life. Changes are made in our demeanor, only because we are willing to take this step, only because we can step that far then into the beautiful world of compassion. As it is said over and over, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be truly happy, practice compassion. Well, my friends, that's my message for you today. As always, I hope it was helpful. You can take it into your day and through your weekend. As we celebrate 4th of July, I wish you all a wonderful and safe 4th of July weekend. I always welcome your comments and your thoughts, and I always appreciate your presence here with me. To you and your loved ones, a beautiful and blessed day, and I look forward to seeing you back here on Sunday with another scripture reflection. Take care.